Nash with a crafty move.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello and good day to y'all. How's it going? My name is Sean David and I welcome you back to the Basketball Time Machine. In today's episode, I want to take a look at what NBA legends have to say about Steve Nash, how good he was, and their opinion. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the video and leave a like if you enjoy the content. All right, enough said. Let's get right into it. Now the first player's opinion that I want to take a look at is from Amari Stoudemire, who obviously was a teammate of Steve Nash when they both played for the Phoenix Suns. Let's take a look.
Oh, Stoudemire, what a pass!
You know, Nash is a very well-rounded guy. And seeing his love for soccer, his love for tennis, his love for skateboarding, those attributes that I've noticed in him helped bring out what was in me. And knowing that it was okay for you to, elaborate in other areas of life. You know what I'm saying? So everything I do now was already inside of me. But seeing that it's okay to actually do it, even though you're a basketball player, this just sprung it out of me.
When I seen him play, he was a kid of determination. He would dribble the ball around, all the way around the out of bounds line, come up and make a great pass. I think he was a great playmaker, a great playmaker. And he could shoot the basketball, but the determination for Steve Nash was what I liked about him. He didn't quit.
Now the next segments that I want to take a look at are from NBA Open Court. As you know, my favorite NBA show of all time. Let's take a look what the guys have to say.
Who's today's John Stockton?
I think as long as he's playing, Steve Nash is as close as you're going to get to what John Stockton was about. I mean, the consistency in terms of shooting the basketball. Steve is one of the game's greatest shooters of all time. John Stockton consistently a 50% shooter, a playmaker, an assist maker. But I mean,
I don't see that.
You don't think
I don't as much
because of the offensive end of the ball.
I think
because of the willingness to score.
I think John Stockton, to me, played free throw line in. Like he really penetrated the basketball free throw line in, where Steve Nash plays free throw line out. He's really a three-point shooter.
Well, now you're going to go into system, though, because one guy was locked into Jerry Sloan's half-court offense where it was run selectively and advance with the pass, which is something that I think that's one of the biggest things that Steve and John share is the willingness as a point guard to advance the ball on the pass and play. But their system.
But I wouldn't play if I don't know, Steve, Isaiah, if you were guarding them. My first thing would be make Nash drive. My thing with Stockton would be make him shoot from the outside. So I would think of them, I would be playing them totally different. Like I wouldn't want Steve Nash to be a jump shooter. I would say I want to get him in the lane.
Or you'd say help if there's a pick and roll coming.
Oh, pick and roll.
Help.
Fierce competitor, tough guy. I mean, he was just a master at running that offense under D'Antoni, and him and Amari Stoudemire. Like, he was so difficult to guard because of the players that he played around and just how smart he was with the basketball. Hell of a passer. I think what people don't realize, he was an awesome shooter. Awesome shooter. Knocked down, couldn't leave him open.
Anywhere.
No, not at all. 50, 90 guy, 4 times. Come on, man.
Yeah. Listen, man, I had so many nightmares playing against this guy. I mean, he's one of the best I've ever played against. One of the guys, and there weren't a lot of them, to be honest with you, that I felt I a lot of times didn't have an advantage on mentally. Right. I was always trying to be 2-3 steps ahead of a guy, thinking the game a little further out than most of my competitors. Steve was on that level. Right. It was great competing against him. I mean, obviously 2-time MVP. Worked hard again to get there. I mean, his early Dallas years, it was kind of up and down. I can remember them booing him sometimes in that arena at a young age, and you know, he turned out to be one of the great. And I know to me, when I kind of measure greatness,
Yep.
You talk about how many guys he made better.
Oh, man.
And there's a long list of guys.
One time we were playing against Golden State at Golden State. I'm on the bench watching Steve kind of navigate and choreograph this first half, kind of like a symphony. He's like just a maestro right there, just putting the and I'm just sitting there just like, am I really sitting here watching this? Just how he controlled the tempo of the game, it was masterful.
I got a chance to meet Steve Nash in 1996, I think his rookie season, when he was in Dallas with the Mavericks. And he was good friends with my buddy Russ Courtnall. And at the time, Russ told me this guy's gonna be the greatest Canadian basketball player that ever lived. And he's gonna be one of the best players in the NBA. And he proved us all right.
Steve Nash, I call him a mad scientist.
Nash inside, he got it, and he got the foul.
Because here's a guy that just took the game of basketball and just played it at a level that was just something you hadn't got a chance to see. Not quick, not fast, but the accuracy of the way he shot the basketball, the free throw percentage, the way he went about it. I would say the one thing I used to always say about Steve Nash, I didn't like, lick his hands every time he grabbed the basketball. But that was his trademark, to come down and move his hair back and go out there and win basketball games, pushing the basketball. And I've never seen anybody who have a good career and then from the middle of his career go from a good career to the two-time MVP. That's amazing, to take the second half of your career and be a two-time MVP caliber player.
Steve and Stephon Marbury gave me the most problems. Gave me the most problems. I love Stephon Marbury.
Yeah, big bro.
Yeah, Steve was just a headache because he could do it all.
Without being fast.
Didn't have John Stockton mode. You know what I mean? Just smart, right here, just
smart.
You know what I mean? Just know how to get it done. You know what I mean? Steve was excellent, man. And shout out to you, Steve, man. I want to see you do great, man.
Who's at the three? Give me some names.
LeBron. T-Mac.
Yeah, LeBron.
Melo.
Yeah, LeBron at the three. At the four, you got to go with Mr. Duncan. And the point's going to be hard. Nash beat me out twice for MVP. I still don't know how.
How about Allen?
AI, yeah, ooh.
Hey, Shaq, do you need to get on the couch now, too?
Actually, I do.
All right, guys, get up for a second. Hold on. What would you like to get off your chest?
It was this little good-looking David Beckham little guy running around like a gnat, just passing the ball to people and doing this and doing that. He scored every now and then, but he would always beat me out in the MVP voting. And I'm averaging 28-15 without the free throws.
You're not,
and I'm going to the finals every year.
Do you not feel that Steve Nash deserved the award at all? There's not a part of you that says, yes, Steve Nash deserved the award for following reasons.
Maybe once, but not twice over the diesel. Twice, 2 times in a row. He got 2, I got 1, Kobe got 1, something wrong with that picture.
Steve Nash is one of your former teammates, 2-time MVP, part of a revolutionary style of basketball. What made him so special?
Well, Jared, there's a lot of qualities about Steve. I mean, I think, first of all, his attention to detail, the amount of time and work he put into his craft. Not just the shooting and ball handling, but taking care of his body, eating correctly, really improving, I think, throughout his career as an athlete, and then also maintaining and having longevity throughout his career. So the disciplined approach necessary to not only be successful, to do it over a period of time. And there was question marks about his health, but he was able to prove that not only could he play and be durable, but he could play at a high level.
How about how he evolved as a player, ultimately getting back to Phoenix and winning MVPs there?
Well, it's a great story. I mean, just from where he started, he was drafted in Phoenix, went to Dallas, became an all-star, and I thought when he went to Phoenix, became a superstar. As you mentioned, ushered in this sort of new style of play, up and down the court, shooting three-pointers, really where it became sort of a point guard dominant league.
You know, it's pretty interesting to hear different kind of opinions, and many people consider Steve Nash to be a good point guard, but not a great point guard, even saying that he was only good because of the system, which I totally disagree. To me, in my opinion, I think he not only had great court vision, but also had a super high basketball IQ, and he proved it for so many years. So in my opinion, Steve Nash, definitely a well-deserved, great, sensational point guard. All right, you guys, that was it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.